All right, so good day, everyone. We are all welcome back to Heart Family Talk Show. It's really been a while, and I trust that we've been good. And I actually said it in the last video that we dropped that there are some important things that we needed to attend to, and that was the reason why we have not uploaded new content on Heart Family Talk Show. But we've been able to attend to those things, and now we are back. We are back to provide solution, to produce solution oriented content on Heart to Heart Family Talk Show. And it's going to be another moment of transformation, another moment of learning. And I remain your host, Alfred Patience Victoria, and you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on Heart to Heart Family Talk Show, you can do well to just go right to the subscription button and just subscribe. Yeah, just subscribe and press the notification bell so that whenever new content, new videos are uploaded on this channel, you will be notified to be able to learn new things that you can apply to your family. Yeah, because family is so important. Your family is so important. My family is so important. Every family on the face of the earth are so important. Yeah, and their strategy. And that's what we are actually establishing on this channel. Now, families are strategies. And then we are actually looking at the various things that we need to pay attention to, that we need to work with to ensure that the strategy that our family is actually what? Maximize, utilize, harness, fulfilled, and what? And find expression. So today, once again, we're going to be looking at a very important topic, and that topic says the power of attention. Yeah, attention is so powerful, like so powerful. Attention is so powerful because attention actually determines so many things. It determines if you're going to receive a thing, and it determines if you're going to be denied a thing. Yeah, I'm going to talk about a story from the Bible, which is Peter and John. Peter and John were on a day, they were actually walking to the temple on a beautiful day, and then they came through the beautiful gate, and there was a man there who has been blind, and that man has been staying in that gate for years. And Peter and John, it has been a daily routine for that man that those who his loved one and relatives will carry him to that beautiful gate and place him there. And then he begins to ask for alms from those that are going into the temple and coming out of the temple. So on this beautiful day, Peter and John were coming to the temple to pray. And then this man, as his normal routine, was actually stretched his hands and asked them for alms. And then Peter, who knew that he didn't have what this man was actually asking him for, but he has something greater that he could actually give to this man. And then Peter said, pay attention. He said, look at us. Silver and gold we do not have, but what I do have, I give to you. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and work. Now, there's an emphasis here. Peter said, look at us. And in that particular scripture, the Bible says that the man paid attention to them. He fastens his eyes on them. And as a result of that attention, giving his mind to what Peter said, giving his heart, applying his mind towards it, I would say immediately he was held and he stood up and he walked. The power of attention. The power of attention. Attention is so powerful. And what's the meaning of attention? Attention simply means, the act or the state of applying one's mind towards something. Yeah. If you're going to be successful in something, it is determined by how much attention you pay to it. If a family is going to be successful, it is determined by how much attention each member of the family puts on that family. Yeah. Because there are so many things that, parents, families are actually taking, replacing attention for. And these things can actually not take the place or function in the role of attention. Attention is so powerful. The reason why many children grow up to become something other than what their parents intend them to be is because attention that is needed was not given. The reason why children feel neglected, rejected, not accepted is because the attention they were expecting from their parent was not given to them. The reason why some children feel inferior, feel insecure, is because the certain amount of attention their parent is supposed to give to them while they are growing, to help them build self-esteem, to help them build security complex, was not given to them. So attention is so powerful. I was reading a write-up. I know not too long a day from today. I was reading a write-up. It was about raising godly children, and then I actually wrote it. I read a piece, and there was a son was asking his dad. He said, "Dad, how much do they pay you at your place of work?" And the daddy told him, I think $50,000 or so per hour. So the son was like, "Okay, Dad." The son went inside the house, broke open his saving box, and brought out the money that was inside. Every money that was inside the saving box, he brought it out and said, "Daddy, take this money. This is all the money I have. It is not up to the amount you are being paid per hour, but it is half of the amount you are being paid for an hour. So I'm paying you for half of your per hour time. Like, I'm paying you half of the money they pay you for per hour. So I'm paying you for 30 minutes of your time. Just spend 30 minutes of your time with me." Like, I was so like, it actually got to me. I was like, wow. And there are so many fathers like that who do not know how much their lack of attention to their children is eating them up. They don't know the gravity of lack of giving their children attention. They don't know what it's actually doing in their lives. They don't know the effects and the damage it's actually causing to their hearts. It's causing to them emotionally. I was like, what? Very young boy. So we cannot afford, parents cannot afford to deny their children of the attention that they need to grow healthy self-esteem, to grow to be people that have security, that are secured. Yeah. These days, I'm going to talk about some of the things that some parent has actually replaced for attention, of which it cannot stand in the place and it cannot play the role of attention in building a successful family. And one of the things that some parents have actually replaced in the place of attention is money. Yeah, money. And money cannot perform the function of attention, no matter what. For instance, now let's say, okay, I'm a daughter of a wealthy parents, and my parents, they are not always around, but they always meet my needs. Whenever I just put a call through, "Dad, I need this amount of money," they sent it. "Oh, Mom, I need to get this," and they sent the money. No matter how much they keep sending to me, it can never perform the function of their attention in my life, because there is something attention does. Attention actually ensures that things are done in the right way and produces the result that is expected. So my parents are expecting me. They have the intention that I grow up to become a God-fearing child. And on the long run, they didn't give me the attention. They didn't give me the attention to invest the things they need to invest in me while I'm growing. Will I turn out to become the kind of child they want? No, I won't. Because so many things will have happened to me. Number one, my emotions will have been affected because of their lack of attention. Number two, I would have actually been influenced by my friends. Let's say I have friends who are not God-fearing, friends who are exposed to so many things. Let's say, okay, I got exposed to some videos and some stuff that are contrary to what my parents intend for me to grow up to become. I can't grow up to be who they want me to be, because so many things has happened. And that is why attention is very important. When you desire to achieve a goal, there is a level of attention that is needed to put into that goal to be able to bring it into reality. In the same thing, if we desire that, oh, this is what I want my family to become, you can't just say it and then it just becomes. There's a tenacity of attention that is needed to be put into that family, into details about that family, to ensure that that family becomes what I intend it to be. It cannot just be just overnight. It cannot just be without attention. It cannot just be without effort. It cannot just be without investment. So money can never function in the place of attention. No matter how much you've been spending on your children, it cannot function in the place of attention. They need your attention. What effect or what damage has your lack of attention to your family, to your children, cost you? You never might know. Probably until you have a meeting with your children and, get them to be free with you, to open up, and then you begin to discover, you're like, wow. Because you've missed a lot. You've missed a lot because of your lack of attention. Now, another thing that some parents actually, are replacing attention with now is activity. Activities, you can actually be carried away with that activities and not paying attention to the things that needs to be paid attention to. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. There are parents who has actually been carried by activity. Oh, my son is doing this, my son is doing that. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Whereas they don't have an iota of details about the main issues of their life. They don't have an iota of, understanding or knowledge about the main issue, about the main things that are happening in the family. Activity. Oh, I'm going on a trip. Oh, I have an adventurer trip to take. I have I have a business trip. I need to go get my goods. I need to travel out, and all of those things, activities, has cost so many parents their family. Activities has cost so many parents their children. Activities has cost so many parents their homes. Yeah, one of the reasons why people experience divorce here and there is because attentions are not being paid to the things that needs to be paid, and then when it escalates to the level where it can no longer be handled, the next thing people think of is divorce. Is divorce, yeah. But when attention is paid to details, when attention is paid, given to things that matters, little things that demands attention, I'm sure it won't escalate to a level where divorce will only be the solution, the way out. So my question now is, how much attention are you investing in your family? How much attention are you investing on your children? How much attention do you pay to details about your children? How much attention do you pay to details about your family? Money cannot perform the role of attention. Activity cannot replace attention in family, because attention is so powerful. You can even be a parent, and then you're even right there with your child, and your child is, okay, mommy, I fell when I was coming to school, and then I injured this. And then because you are doing one or two things, you don't even care to listen. When there's attention, you listen. You listen, and when you listen, you get the information that is needed. Just like the man at the beautiful gate. When he paid attention to them, his spirit, soul, and body listened to what Peter said, and that was why there was results. When there's attention, people listen. And when you listen, you get the right information. You get accurate information. You get the right perspective to what is being said or what is happening. But when there's no attention, you just get a random information. You just get random about things that are happening. You just get random about, what someone is saying. And you don't understand. You might think you heard. You didn't hear. You didn't hear because you didn't listen. But when we listen, we hear. When we listen, we understand. When we listen, we get right information. When we listen, we are able to pay attention to the perspective at which the speaker is speaking from. Attention is so powerful. And it is high time that we start paying attention to details as touching our families. It is high time we start paying attention to details about our children, every member of the family. Yeah, because it matters. It determines so much. It has the capacity to leave a child or a member of the family emotionally drained or emotionally empowered. So it's high time we pay attention. God pays attention to details. God pays attention to details, and we can actually see that expressed in the whole of the Bible. I remember when, as a fashion designer, yeah, I'm going to use this as a perfect example. When once God was talking to Moses about he should go and meet the artisans that were going to design the dress for Aaron and his son, you could see how detailed God's words. You could see how much God pays attention to details. It was down to the color of the texture they're going to use, down to the color of the thread, down to the kind of material they're going to use, down to every single thing, even the needle and everything they're going to use. God was so detailed, was so specific, was so intentional about details. And Moses was so intentional about paying attention. Moses was able to produce the result because he paid attention. Noah was able to build the ark the way God wanted him to build it because he paid attention. Mary was able to give birth to Jesus and raise him in the way he should go because she paid attention while the angel was speaking to her. So are we paying attention to our family? Solomon did not pay enough attention that he should pay, and we know where it landed him. Prophet Samuel, did not pay attention to his family, his children the way he should, and we know the outcome. Even Samuel, he didn't pay attention to his children the way he should, and we know what happened. So are we paying attention? How much attention are we paying? Attention is so powerful. It has the capacity to build up. It has the capacity to destroy. It has the capacity to empower, and it has the capacity to disable. When you don't pay attention to this, since you don't have the right information, when you don't have you are disabled. You are disabled. So we need to, put ourselves together, have a moment of reflection to ask, how much attention am I paying to my family? Even as a child in my family, how much attention am I paying? I became much more intentional in paying attention to my family since the time that the Spirit of God began to, bring me into the understanding of my calling, into the understanding of my purpose, into the understanding of my ordination, into the understanding of my assignment, where I'm sent to. I began to pay attention. I began to be more intentional in paying attention to family. Not just my family. Whenever I'm in the space whereby there are families around, maybe a member of a family or two members of the family, I do pay attention. I want to see how they relate. I want to see the bond between them. I want to see how like-minded they are. I want to see how united they are. I pay attention. There was a time I was traveling back to school. Yeah, I needed to do some things in my school back in Ondo State, AAUA, at Adekunle Ajasin University, precisely. And I was sitting down where I was seated in the bus, and there was a grandma that was seated at my front, and as we were going, they put a call through. A daughter-in-law put a call through to ask where she was actually, because she went for a vacation at her son's place, and then she was going back home. So she put a call through, and they were greeting, and then the daughter-in-law was like, "Oh, the children want to say hello to you." I know the moment they put it on speaker and grandma started speaking, and the children I was just smiling. Literally, I was just smiling because I was seeing the joy, I was seeing the connection, I was seeing the freeness, I was seeing the unity. I was seeing how free those children are with grandma. I was literally smiling. And I knew that some persons might be thinking, why is she smiling? She's the one they are calling. You might not understand, but I do understand because I know my area of specialization. I know the area where I'm sent to. So I was just literally smiling. And that's how it heartens me, whenever I see that There's actually a family, and then the reverse is the case. There's no love, there's no unity. It used to hurt me. It's like a burden in my heart. And that's why it gives me even much more a lot of burden when I'm probably on a bus in the road and I see little children, doing some kind of work. Like literally, I feel like a load. Like, so how much attention are we paying to our family? Family is so important that God paid attention when He was creating the first family. God so much pay attention to family because it is His strategy, and He has to pay attention. He has to. And unfortunately, the devil too pays attention to family because he knows that family is a strategy. And he too wants to utilize the strategy that family is against the counsel and the purpose of God. So how much attention do we pay to our family? So we can just ask ourselves this question, reflect on it. If there are needs for adjustments, if there are needs for improvements, if there are needs for correction, we should do that so that our family can become the best family. There's no perfect family in the world, but there are best family, and your family can be the best. It can be what you want it to be. Yeah. Because the kind of family you produce is the kind of family your children will produce. So I'm going to be bringing it to a close right here. And I trust that we have learned. I have learned. And I can't wait to actually start my own family. I can't wait because there are so many understanding that the Lord has communicated to me about family, and I've started expressing and applying them in my own nuclear family. How much more my own family? So still remain Heart Family Talk Show. So do well to like, do well to subscribe, do well to share this content because it's life changing, it's family changing, it's family transforming. They are solution oriented content. So we'll see you the same time at Heart Family Talk Show, and I remain and we always remain your host, Alfred Patience Victoria. So stay tuned. Your family is important. You are important. See you same time and next week. So goodbye.